Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 34 of the Pokemon Cup Series. Today we're here at Orlando International Speedway for the running of the Tiburon 500. This is our second race of round 3 of the playoffs in the Cup Series on this 3-mile oval that will go clockwise. It is the fastest clockwise oval in the world. One of two on the schedule, the other being the smaller Calder Park, which is half in size in miles than Orlando, but this one's the insane Orlando track that everybody knows and loves from the NASCAR video games. And we're back here again for another edition of the Tiburon 500. Always a very popular race to run in, and also a very huge playoff race. Potentially, we could see a driver lock his or her spot into the Final Four at St. Joltis after this race. And then after that, the penultimate race of the season comes up with the Coca-Cola Super Speedway Super Snack 500. So two big races before the biggest race of them all. But anyway, excuse me. Starting on the pole today is the 00 of Christian Vargas. On the outside with the 1 of Cullen Francis. Row 2 is Jonathan Fast and Marcus Sacchi. Row 3 Sebastian Kukulon and John Mendez. Row 4 is Daniel Bouchard and Diego Yepes, and that rounds out your playoff field. Igor Barreto, Donovan Duque round out your top 10. Last race at Talladega was interesting. It was won by the 9 car of John Andrews, and he looks to go 2 for 2 in these super speedways. He'll be starting in the 12th position tonight. Anyway, let's take a trackside for the command to fire up the engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
An iron test for this first segment. We shouldn't really be in danger of overheating, but it will, probably get up to about 220, so just keep an eye on that.
So here we go. It'll be a 20-lap showdown around this huge oval that goes clockwise. It's very unique super speedway, real fast speed, so these drivers are going to have to give it all they got. 8 drivers all competing for one of the 4 spots for the championship race at St. Joltis. So the pace car are going to come down pit road and we're about to go green. Here we go, folks. The green flag is set to drop here at Orlando International Speedway, and the Tiburon 500 is underway with the green flag tonight. Right off the bat, Jonathan Fast has taken the race lead. John Mendez looks low, though. And already these 5 playoff drivers all wanting to win this race to get in the championship 4. So drafting is important in this track, especially when this track goes clockwise while the others go counterclockwise. And John Mendez is going to lead the first lap of the race. The first of 20, which will be a very long 20 laps here to run. So John Mendez leads the field right now. Diego Yepes is up to 2nd. And how about Ryan Butcher? What a run he's had. He's up to 3rd place. Ryan Butcher will start on the outside of the top 10, and he's worked his way up in just 2 laps, and right now is in 3rd. Obviously not a playoff driver, but he wants to be the first driver to win in that 8 car. I don't know when the last time a Cup Series driver won in car numbered 8. If there was a winner that, yeah, I think there was a winner. I think the last driver to win in the number 8 car in a Cup race was Anthony Emery. And we have our first caution of the race. Just like that, our first yellow of the race comes on just lap 2. It was a small wreck. Ooh, Johnny Gardner just went around. So Gardner, as you can see, is competing in his one race deal. And Johnny Gardner spins, and the 23 is involved. Fitzwater and Sean Kennedy. I almost forgot to mention, Kennedy is finally realizing his dream of running in the Cup Series. In the 23, he won the very first Pokemon Truck Series title. He never competed in the Cup Series until now, and he's been given the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to run it. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't go his way, and he spins. He gets involved in the crash with Zach Fitzwater, Alexander Rowe, and Grant McKee. At least it was a small crash. Uh-oh, was there another crash? Uh-oh. There was another crash. It happened under the caution, or what happened? There was another crash. Igor Beretta went down into Dexter Black and Ethan Wickenhauser. What was he doing? What was Beretta thinking? And now there's a car that flipped. That's Roger Ray. He was running 8th. And Jonathan Fast got right into him. And Evan Hunter got into Donovan Douthat. What was going on? Why did they duck down in front of the cars? Have you ever seen a car land on its side? Wow. This is the first time I've ever seen a car land on their side. Usually they're like upside down in barrels like these, but never have they been on their side. Wow. That is a first. That is a first right there. My goodness. What were they thinking? What are these cars doing? Wow, more cars were involved in that confusion. Why did they move down low? They weren't even close to pit road. They weren't even close to the pit road entry. If they were trying to pit, they weren't even close. That was just not. That was completely uncalled for on the 2 and the 47. It damaged their cars. It damaged a few more. What a disaster. And especially for Sean Kennedy making his first Cup start ever. Should have been his day to win. It should have been his day to compete. And now John Andrews has a problem. John Andrews is on pit road. He's on the apron. John Andrews is on the apron. He's up in smoke. He was running 5th and he goes up in smoke. He went from winning Talladega last weekend to being up in smoke on the 4th lap. What a shame for John Andrews. He really wanted to get another win this season here at Orlando. And the engine just goes out. Wow. We've had wow, on this caution period, we've had a couple cars wrecked during the yellow, and we had one car explode. That is a first. Another first here in the Cup Series. Oh my gosh, we're setting first here in Orlando. This has been bizarre. There was a car landed on his first. There was wreckage. There were wrecks under caution. Then a car landed on his side, and now we see a car smoking during the caution period. This has been This is probably the craziest caution period I've ever seen of any race. Wow, a lot happened. And it was a gearbox problem that, unfortunately, is going to end Andrews' night. Roger Ray is out. Dexter Black is a lap down. I'm not sure how only two cars, retired from that caution. It would have been one, but with Andrews smoking under the yellow, There's now 2. And Dexter Black is a lap down, but we're back to the green flag anyway. And they're all back. The ones with damage that wrecked under caution are back on track. Not going to let anything stop them from finishing the race. But again, there still could possibly be the big one happening. That was only one caution with 3 cars involved. We could still see another crash, another huge one in the middle. Right now they're taking it real easy and not making any moves until the end. So John Mendez leads with Diego Yepes as his drafting partner behind him. And James Richardson's up to 3rd place. He won't be going for another championship, but he wants to win again. But Colin Francis is one of the final 8 drivers left in the playoffs. He wants to win this thing. Let's see if Yepes can take the lead. So now the 34 trying to get out in front. He's trying to get himself in the final 4. Mendez, Yepes, and Francis all battle to be the first one to lock his spot in the championship 4. There's Michael Cano in the top 5. And Peter Onjak runs in the top 10. How about Peter Onjak trying to close in? Priya McShane in the top 10 as well. Look at Peter Onjak go. Peter Onjak is on a mission to win this race. And there's Sean Kennedy in 39th. He's he has gone to a snail's pace. But he's still trying to finish this race, his first Cup race, and get some experience out of that 23. And by the way, next weekend, it will be Avi Sachs running in that 23 car, as he'll be making his return to the Cup Series in a one-race deal in that 23 car. And who's going to be running that 23 at Zen Joltis? It's unknown at this point. We're going to have a full 4-2 car field the rest of the way. 11 laps to go, and Jonathan Fast has just taken the lead. So Fast is in front, and only 2 cars are left to compete for the win. How is that even possible? Wow. 2 cars left to win this race? Not if Joseph Romanek can make a comeback. But Jonathan Fast trying to win and advance to the final 4. Fast has been one of the most consistent drivers in the series. We'll see if he will get his much-deserved title. I think he was a former Daytona 500 winner too, so he wants to add that. And now the 20 goes to pit. So now there's pit stops under green with 10 laps to go. So we might see some drivers just take one stop and hope that it stretches. 10 to go, we've reached the halfway point, so we might see a few drivers stretching the fuel to the limit. And Jonathan Fast is one of them, trying to gamble to get himself into the next round, to the championship 4. There's second place Priya McShane, Brianna Russell, Carter Friesen, Ryan Butcher in the top 5. I wonder if any of these guys will pit. We'll see if there's going to be any takers under green with just 10 to go. And it looks like Fast is going to go into pit road as the leader. He'll take his pit stop. So will McShane, and Friesen and Russell are going to stretch it out. They're going to stretch it out another lap and now Friesen and Russell are going to stretch this even further. They're hoping that they do not run out of gas in the middle of the road, because that would be terrible. And Russell gets passed by MDev, who is obviously much faster than that 10. Cars just came off pit road. Friesen leads. MDev running real fast. Sorry about that, little pop-up just came up. So Friesen might come to pit road here, and so will MDev, and he will come to pit. Looks like Russell just ran out of gas, and now she comes to pit. Evan Hunter and Riley Spurley, 2 pitting. Fitzwater Barreto come down. Those are the last ones that did not pit. Only Sean Kennedy is left, but with major damage, I doubt he's going to be a factor in this race. And he's going to pit too, so the pit stops might cycle out. Friesen, I think, is out. I'm not sure. A caution could change all of this. It looks like MDev is out first. So MDev comes out first off pit road. Question is, where is the other cars? There's Jonathan Fast. There's the drivers that came off pit road. Let's see if he'll catch him. Here we go. They're about to merge. Looks like MDev might be your leader. He might keep the lead. Looks like MDev is going to keep the race lead. How about that? So the pit strategy works. The strategy works, and he will retain your lead. He will be retaining the lead. Carter Friesen and Jonathan Fast will battle for second with 7 laps to go. MDev leads with 7 laps to go. I do apologize for the background noise, but we're back at it. And now let's see if he will hold off Jonathan Fast. Fast pitted earlier than the 12 car, trying to get Friesen's draft to make a pass. Fast really wants to get in that final 4 spot and possibly have a chance at competing at getting in the championship 4. And there's Rich Roy up to 4th place. Again, all this could change with a caution. And at this point, we would have overtime if there's a caution. But Jonathan Fast and Friesen and MDev are in the top 3 now. And right now, MDev doesn't really have anything to lose, as he is trying to get a win for the Penske team. As the 2 and 22 have not really done well, other than Riley Spurley Tube collecting a win. And surprisingly, Barreto has not won this season. Maybe the 12 car winning could boost up the momentum for this team. MDev has been a consistent driver from time to time. And Rich Roy's in the top 4. So Rich Roy, hard to believe he was once a favorite to win the title. Had 3 wins this season, but unfortunately just didn't advance far. And how about him going on that high line to make a pass? And here he comes. Rich Roy gonna pass MDev. And he takes the lead. A much faster car than MDev. And I'm sure Eli Bright's going to catch up too. And Rich Roy with a much faster car just took the lead. But is the fuel going to last? He pitted earlier with everybody else. So is this lead going to last? 4 laps to go here at Orlando. And Eli Bright just went by for 2nd place, going on that high lane to pass by the slower cars. Bright is 2nd now. And here's Brandon Thorpe in 3rd place. Top 3 are not playoff drivers, but nothing stopping them from winning this race. Rich Roy trying to win for the 4th time this season. Might have come too late, but 4 wins though is a rare achievement in any season of the Pokemon Cup Series. Anthony DeLello, he scored. Wait, never mind. Anthony DeLello has 3 wins so far. 3 wins right now. 3. I got confused with another guy. Sorry. 3 laps to go. Brandon Thorpe just took 2nd from the 31. Thorpe trying to win for the second time in this season. He won at Brazil earlier. And Eli Bright, I believe he has not won this season. And there's John Mendez trying to make the most of it. He's trying to get in the next round. He's trying to get in the championship 4. But he's a long shot at this point. He would need a miracle at this point to get in. The only way possibly is that they pit in front of him or if they are overtime. Two laps to go for Rich Roy. This might be the point where their window might run out. The caution's out with 2 to go. Forget about that. We're gonna have overtime. We had a crash. Diego Yepes and Daniel Bouchard went around. And I'm not sure what Grant McKee was thinking, but he just took out Yepes, who was a playoff driver. And then moments later, that's where he hit Bouchard. And both were playoff drivers, so that's going to be huge. Oh, wow, this is going to come down to overtime. Who would have thought this race would be down to overtime at Orlando? Are they going to pit now? It doesn't look like it. They're going to win. They're going to go for the win. So now Mendez, he might have a chance. Mendez might actually have a chance to win this thing. He might go all the way. A lot of others were tired. I guess there was a bigger crash that I missed. But, yeah, it doesn't matter. They're all going to be back anyway. So anyway, overtime's coming up at Orlando. And here we go, folks. 2-lap overtime at Orlando, caution free. The field bunches up. Everybody's back in shape. And now it's going to be a 2-lap finish. It's going to be a spectacular one, too. Rich Roy in front. Can he hold on, though? Everybody got their fresh set of fuel and tires for this overtime. So everyone's going to be back to run it. And we'll see who's going to be back to win this race. Here we go. 2 to go. Overtime coming up. Green flag is out. It's anybody's race now. Anybody could win now. So here we go. Roy right now in front. And here comes Bright. Here comes Mendez in 3rd place. Trying to get in the final 4. Mendez trying to win and get into the next round. Obviously, the one that needs it the most is Mendez, trying to be a Final 4 competitor. Will he be able to do it? And here he comes with the bottom lane. He's got the advantage, kind of trying to bump out Bright. And he does. We're coming to the white flag with 1 to go, and Peter Ojak's behind him. Here we go to the white flag with 1 to go for John Mendez. Can he hold on and move on to the championship 4? I'm sure Peter Ojak's hungry for that win. Final lap though. Let's see if it'll be a spoiler for Mendez. So far looks like Mendez has a little bit of a gap though. Here comes Ojak. He's taking the chance. Trying to bump him out. Now he's down low. Michael Cano trying to squeeze his way in the middle. Final 2 turns. And there's Kukulon down low trying to get a few more positions and a few more points. They'll be side by side. Peter Ojak leads. Down the final corner, can he hold on? Here comes Cano to the final turn. Who's it going to be? Down the line, it's Cano or Ojak, and Peter Ojak's going to hold him off, and he's finally going to win. And what a finish that was, but Peter Ojak has won in Orlando. He was second in Talladega last weekend, and now he finally gets his first career win. He had been through heartbreak in this season of trying to get that first win. And now Peter Ojak has finally fulfilled a lifelong dream of winning a Pokemon Cup Series race. Peter Ojak He did it at the right time. He was able to get hot at the right moment to take the win. John Mendez, he was fighting hard to try to keep the lead, but he couldn't. He had to settle for third. Man, that was a game changer. If he had won, he would have been in the final four. But we'll see if that third place finish will be enough for him to get in the championship four. But there's still one more race left before the championship. But Peter Onjak has at last finally won a cup race. He had come so close many times, including 2 runner-up finishes, but tonight, it was finally his night, as the 20 car celebrates with the win here at Orlando. A first win, a first-timer has won here at Orlando again. So congrats, Peter Onjak, on the win. So the final results are on the screen, and Kukulon came home 7th after trying to gain as many positions as possible to gain those extra points for him to help out, for him to get some help and make it to the next round. But there's still one more race left to determine who's in the final 4. That's going to be in Coca-Cola Super Speedway. The Super Snack 500 next weekend, so you don't want to miss that. And of course, the X and Truck Series will be heading to Armory Digital for their penultimate races, and then all 3 series will head to Zen Joltis. So join us for another weekend of great racing coming up, and we'll see you guys next time as Peter Onjak finally celebrates a Pokemon Cup Series win. That's it for us. We'll see you later.